This is an attempt to document how I currently cook biryani. Apologies for any inaccuracies or assumptions on my part. I like to have an idea of the utensils I'm going to be using, so here goes. A dedicated coffee grinder for all the spices, which will eventually be fried in a pan with the meat, thus creating a delicious curry. A slotted spoon for separating the meat into another container. A second pan for frying lots of onions. Whatever method you use for boiling basmati rice for 5 people. And finally, a huge pot that can heat in the oven with all the ingredients combined. And the ingredients, what are they? Well, this could be fiddly, but it's definitely worth the legwork. See if you have a shop you can visit that supplies local Indian restaurants. The Bengali one near me does this and has everything I need. 2 star anise, 2 tablespoons of coriander seeds, about 10 cloves, 50 black peppercorns, 1 tablespoon of cumin seeds, half a teaspoon of cardamom seeds, 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds, and a 4cm stick of cinnamon. Take these babies and grind them up, pausing for a moment to catch a whiff of all that history. Next, peel and chop these things in whichever way seems appropriate. 4 big onions, 5 cloves of garlic, about 5cm of fresh ginger, chicken breasts, then keep to hand these items ready to chuck in at the right moments. Half a teaspoon of turmeric and chili powder, 3 tablespoons of tomato puree, 3 tablespoons of whole or Greek style yogurt. And don't forget that you need about 5 portions of basmati rice. So once all the utensils and ingredients are prepared, there's some initial frying to get on with. First, seal the chicken in the frying pan. You don't have to cook it right through because the curry sauce will do that. Put the meat to one side, we'll come back to that in a few moments. Then fry up your 4 chopped onions. When they're brown and possibly a little frazzled, you can put half aside for much later, and to the other half, add in the chopped ginger and crushed garlic to the onions and fry it for a short time without letting it burn. Add in that amazing spice mix you have in your grinder and fry it briefly. It should smell incredible. You're now ready to create an amazing curry by adding in the sealed chicken, tomato puree and yogurt. Add enough water for it to cover everything without being too liquidy. Put in some salt, but just keep an eye on that, you don't want to spoil it. Bring this assorted mixture to boil and then put the lid on, turning the heat down really low. This will sit for a while, cooking gently, so perhaps go for a run while your house fills with a delicious aroma. Come back after an hour and a half. Back from your run? How amazing is that smell? Time to get your rice game on. However you cook rice, make enough for 5 people and do as much as you can to rid it of starch. So beforehand I rinse the rice a few times, and after I use boiling water to rinse the cooked rice in a sieve or a colander of some kind. Now go back to that curry. If you're having trouble locating it, then just look out for people drooling nearby. Turn off the heat and use a slotted spoon to separate the meat and sauce. Both will be used, but just put the sacred sauce to one side for now. Now the final project is ready to be assembled. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees, or whatever the gas equivalent is, and then go and fetch those onions, that curried meat, and the rice for 5 people. You're now going to make a wonderful layered pot of food. Create 3 layers of rice and meat with the other half of those onions crowning the top, and shove it in the oven for about 20 minutes. And then take it out and let it sit for a bit. This is the time to savour. And when it comes to serving, stir up the pot, mixing up all those layers inside, and heat up the curry sauce. As it's probably cold, it goes so well with the main dish. And finally, you might add an accompanying salad of coriander and fresh chopped tomatoes. It's up to you. There are other things you can add or do, but this is the basic approach I currently take. Enjoy!